Imagine that the world as you know it is crumbling. There is no light at the end of the tunnel, only the wail of sirens and the scent of smoke. It is within this very landscape that one of the most powerful phrases in human history emerges. If you are going through hell, keep going. These 7 words are not mere motivational advice for the masses. They were a command for survival. They carry the weight of an entire nation that stood upon the precipice of erasure. Today we delve into the mind of Winston Churchill to understand why, when all seems lost, movement is the only salvation. To grasp the gravity of these words, we must return to 1940 London. The capital of England was not the city of leisure we know today. It was a target. Night after night, during what became known as the Blitz, Nazi aircraft unleashed tons of ordnance upon the civilian population. Families slept in subway stations, uncertain if their homes would remain standing by dawn. The fear was palpable. The pressure for England to surrender was colossal. Many statesmen believed that hell was the final destination and that it would be better to embrace defeat to staunch the pain. Enter the old lion, Winston Churchill. He understood that surrender did not signify peace, it signified the end of liberty. He offered no illusions of ease. He promised only blood, toil, tears, and sweat. When he commanded his people to keep going, he was speaking to a populace watching their neighbors perish and their streets burn. He was declaring that hell is a place of passage, and the only way it becomes permanent is if you choose to halt in the midst of it. But what was the philosophy behind this order? Consider suffering as a tunnel. The great error of most, when faced with financial ruin, devastating grief, or profound depression, is that they attempt to dwell within the suffering. They sit upon the floor of the tunnel, stare at the darkened walls, and begin to furnish the environment. They accept the pain as their new identity. Churchill teaches us that suffering is a place of transit, not a residence. Hell only triumphs when it convinces you that there is no road ahead. If you cease your stride, you grant hell the right to consume you. Often we stop to lament. We stop to ask, why me? We stop to seek those to blame. And while we remain stationary, the heat of the flames only intensifies. Movement, however slow, is what keeps the soul alive. To walk is an act of defiance against fate. You may surround me with fire, but you cannot compel me to remain here. Now let us bring the old lion into your life today. You may not be under aerial bombardment, but perhaps your hell is internal. It may be a failing career, a shattered relationship, or the pervasive sense that nothing yields fruit. Churchill's practical application is simple and brutal. Do not stop. If you are in a season of darkness, do not stop to inventory your losses now. Do not stop to weep over the ashes. If you stop, you become part of the landscape of hell. Movement generates an exit for reasons both physical and psychological. Physically, when you act, you alter the reality surrounding you. Psychologically, when you walk, your mind focuses upon the next step rather than the magnitude of the conflagration. If you can only manage short steps today, take them. If you can only crawl, crawl, but do not sit down. Movement is what separates the survivors from the victims. The exit does not reveal itself to those who wait. It is forged by those who walk. Winston Churchill crossed through hell and led the free world with him. He did so not because he was immune to fear, but because he knew that fear is a wretched place to park. The next time you feel the flames rising and the weight of the world upon your shoulders, remember the man of the cigar and the unshakable resolve. Look forward, focus upon the next yard of road, and repeat to yourself, I am going through hell, and I will keep going. For in the end, hell has no power over those who refuse to stop.